Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to part 3 of making maple syrup. I'm going to go over the process of how you boil it down and what you need. First off, you're going to need something to boil it down in. I use these steamer pans or server pans. You can get them super cheap, like 10 or 12 bucks a piece. They're stainless steel. You can also use the big, like 22 quart pots. I like these for one because they're cheap. A buddy of mine has actually burned up a couple of the real expensive stainless steel pots when he forgets to add more sap to it. You're gonna need some heat source. I use a propane turkey fryer. A lot of people use wood. You can actually take these and use block and build a wood fire. Evaporator, but to me propane's a lot easier. I can come down here when I'm ready to go to bed and just turn it off, and then come back the next morning and light it up. And I don't have to worry about watching the fire. I mean, one day I'm gonna do it over fire. I've done sorghum over fire, but I've always done the maple syrup over propane just for the ease of it. You're gonna need a filter. I get these online. They're pretty cheap, and they usually come with the filter housing. And that's why in the beginning, when I was talking about these right here, why I like these coolers is just for ease of filtering out your sap. And you want to filter it. A lot of people filter them 3 or 4 times because what you'll get in your end product, they call it sugar sand. I think it's a nitrate that's in it, and it settles to the bottom. Some people actually use that to put in their coffee, but it's not very desirable in maple syrup like commercial maple syrup. So first off, we're going to filter out about 4 gallons, put it in the pot, and light it up. We have about 3.5 gallons filtered out. It filters really quickly in the beginning, but with walnut, after some time, it'll start to stop the filter up, and I've learned that is pectin. In the last video, I was wondering what was in my walnut sap. On further investigation and talking to some people, told that it is pectin. A quick tip with these filters, you can wash them and reuse them on the same batches, and they will get clogged up pretty easily, especially as the sap gets thicker. So when you're filtering out your sap, or after you've boiled it down, if it's quit filtering, you can take it and rotate it like this, and what it does is it just kind of like a centrifuge. It throws the sap kind of up here in this part of the filter that's not stopped up. So just a quick tip. I usually will wash these and use probably 3 a year. I wash them out in the sink, turn them inside out, get all the sugar sand out of them or the pectin out of it, and then let it dry and reuse it. So now I'm going to pour it into the burner and light it off. Okay, I got it centered on the fire. Now I'm just going to wait for it to start to boil. I'll come back and show you a shot of it boiling. A lot of times you can cover it up in the beginning just to get it to heat up, and once it starts boiling, just take the top off. And I just watch it, come back and check it every 3 or 4 hours, and just continuously add more sap to it. This is what you want. It's boiling down. I'm filtering out some more sap. As it boils down, it'll get darker and darker. I have about 20 gallons in this batch. I'll do this over several days. Just boil it down, add more to it as it gets lower. At night, I will shut it off, cover it up, wake up in the morning, start the fire back up, and continue the process. It's almost midnight. I've been boiling the sap down for about 5 hours, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down until tomorrow. And pretty much what I do is just turn it off like so. And then I take another pot or steam pan and just put over top of it. Good morning. Now we're gonna fire it back up for day 2. As it boils, it'll produce this foam. Some people skim the foam, others don't. I like to. And what I usually do is I'll go to the dollar store and get a cheap strainer and use that. When you make molasses, you spend most of your time when it's boiling down skimming what they call the slime off the molasses. You need to make sure that you clean this out just as soon as you get done, because if not, it'll dry and you will never get that off there. So we're on day 3. We got quite a bit of snow yesterday and last night. The first day I bulled down for about 5 hours. Yesterday I bulled down for 17, so that's about 22 hours. But yesterday evening, it went out. I'm not sure when. I think later on after I changed the tank out. So I'm not sure exactly how many hours I bulled down yesterday. I come back out and tried to light it back up, but I couldn't get it to light. I don't know if my regulator froze up, so I come out today, pour some hot water on the regulator in the tank. Seems to be doing good. I'm gonna keep a close eye on it. I don't sit around and watch this boil down. I'll light it and go do stuff and then come back and check it periodically. But we're at the last bit of our sap. As you can see, we got ice on the top, so it's gonna take a while to get that to start boiling. I went ahead and turned the heat off. We have about an inch, maybe an inch and a half left in the pot. I'm gonna go ahead and filter this one more time, and then I'm gonna take it in and finish it on the stove. That's where part 4 is gonna begin, is the finishing stage where I finish it on the stove and then I can it. You gotta be really careful, that way you don't want to spill this. I'll let that filter. As you can see, there's what you call sugar sand in the bottom of that. But you want to go ahead and clean this out. You don't want to let this sit and dry, because all that through there will harden and it'll be a pain to get it off. So I'm going to go ahead and let that filter the rest of the way through, clean my pans up, and we'll see you for part 4. As always, thanks for watching.